Okay, so I'm getting ready to start putting the pieces back together. I put the thread dope, the Pro Dope joint compound onto the threads first, but you don't want to solder that adapter directly to this piece because you'll see there's plastic there. So if I was to just take that adapter, put it on there and apply heat, it would just burn up the plastic and I would destroy the tank. So what I do is over here, I utilize the old tank and I use it just to hold this in place. I get it all cleaned. I got all my flux in there ready to go. Screw this down a little bit just to hold it in place for me because it gets real hot. And we solder away. When you're soldering, you want to bring the heat, the solder to the heat. So you want to heat up the direction you want the solder to go. So I don't want to heat up here. I want to draw the solder down inside. Looks very nice. Like, always keep a wet rag. You don't want to shock it. You don't want to apply a totally cold soaked rag to it and shock the heat, and it'll actually destroy the weld. And now we have a nice solder. Then I'll take this off and I'll reapply it over there, and then I'll go ahead and make up the connection from there to the hot water outline. Something else to point out: when I was soldering this, you don't want the solder to go so far down it catches inside. And see the threads? You don't want that solder to drip down into the threads, and then you won't be able to thread this piece on. Capiche? Okay. So now we're going to solder in the coupling that connected the two here. We want to heat up the coupling, and we want to draw the solder into it, and we also have to go up into it. So again, where the heat goes is the direction the solder will go. And don't be shy with your flux. Don't forget your wet cloth. I'm a clean freak. How you leave a job shows the kind of pride you take in your work. Clean up everything around you. You look like a pro. Okay, that's all made up now. Now we're going to move on to taking all that apart and and putting that all together. By the way, there is such a thing as overheating. You can burn it. You don't need to keep the heat constant on it. There is overkill there. Experience kind of teaches you when to lay off the heat, when the solder starts catching, usually, you know, in experience, timing. I'm using a MAP gas. It's a hotter gas. Plumbers would use acetylene. It's even hotter. But MAP gas does the job. Now the cold water supply. I think I got some water, some back feed. That's why I couldn't get it to catch. I definitely heard them turn the water on upstairs. There is a ball valve here. I think it's failing a little and letting some water through when they turn on the water. Okay, so I made up the cold supply line. Now, I said it before, I wouldn't have done it like this. I would have moved the ball valve, I would have brought it all the way back up to here, and I would have made a straighter route of it. But that would require shutting down the water of the building, inconveniencing the tenant. More time equals money. Owner doesn't want to pay extra. If I felt that this wasn't going to work, or if it was a safety hazard, I would demand that he does it, or I wouldn't do the job. But this will be fine. It's okay. It's just not the prettiest thing. When I do this type of work, it's like art to me. But sometimes you just can't be pretty. Here goes the new vacuum release valve. This was the culprit. The old one was the culprit. This one's a newer model. You can tell it's the black cap, etc. The other one's kind of an older model. So we put our thread dope on there to prevent leaks. Once we put this on, I can go ahead and connect the venting, and we connect the gas. Time for a wrench. Okay, so it's on. Now's a good time to clean all this gunk and all this crap around me, tools that you don't need anymore. Get them in your toolbox. If you have a helper, That's the best part. They should be cleaning up right behind you for you. So I'm cleaning up right now. Then I'm going to get to the vent and the gas. Venting is most important. It's carbon monoxide pours it and can escape. You could end up seriously killing people. You don't want that to happen, so be very careful. And I don't advise anybody just jump in and put in a hot water tank. In fact, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be a licensed plumber. You're supposed to have a permit. And I'm all set with all that. We're not too concerned about that, but we do want to make sure that some people, handymen, go out there and they will throw these in, and they might not know what they're doing. So pay particular attention to your venting. Top of the tank has slots, little slits that this piece just snaps right into, centers it. And then you have a hole where you can put a screw. Okay. See the top of my tank and everything is nice and clean, right? Nice and snug. Perfect. Now I use a little duct tape, the foil tape, and I connect all those little connections that are here and anywhere air can escape, and it's good.